But you see, for me, I don't believe being out there would add any value to what I'm doing. You see, you know, that's what I'm talking about. You see, eagle. When the eagle want to hunt, you know, it studies its prey, you know, and go direct straight and pick it. You know that, in the sea.
Yeah.
Even they can even catch snakes, you know, study and pick it and send it go. So I focus, not being flamboyant, you know. So mine is focus, focus, focus. You know, the fact God gave us 2 years. How many maps?
1.
1. Why? Any reason?
You know, I also did not know you. I know the brand Casapreco.
Yes.
Right? And I'm a big fan of African-owned businesses. And I was tracing like African-owned beverages in Ghana, and Casapreco came. So I was doing research, and I'm like, who is the person behind Casapreco? And that's how I got to know
the mystic man.
I got to know you. So I had to reach out to Richard, and Richard was like, you know what, it's my dad, but my dad doesn't like talking. But how are we gonna do it? And I'm like, Richard, you know what? You're not the story. Even if it's gonna take me 1 year for me to get your dad, I'm gonna wait. Do you know that it's been a year?
Really?
Trying to get you.
Okay.
So I think Richard has done a great job.
That is quite persistence.
Yeah.
You are good.
Yeah.
You can easily succeed. Yeah. Champon said one thing that I believe also motivates me. He said, it's always good to be a first-class Ghanaian and a second-class European.
What makes you a first-class Ghanaian?
Because I'm a Ghanaian. By birth. I'm proud to be a Ghanaian. You know, so if I even go and take a second citizenship in America, see, I'm just going to buy the citizenship. So they call me African American. Oh, why that African American? I'm not American. Yeah, so by definition, I'm Africa and American. You know, but here I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a villager. I want to live in a village, and live like a villager and eat what the villagers eat. You grow your own thing and eat your own thing. That's it.
So can I call you a village man?
Yeah, a village man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm a village man. To be a villager, right? It's not where you live. It's a brain. It's a brain. You can be in Accra. I don't want to, say anything that will hurt somebody. I could be stupid. You know, so village is your brain. Kwame Nkrumah was from Nkrofo.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nkrofo, it's a village, right?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a village, but his name is all over the world now. So where you live, you don't choose it. You know, it's by nature, right? But what you do, you have control over it.
You were born here?
I was born here. I was born here.
Did you grow up here?
Yes. For the first 13 years of my life, it was here. I had never traveled anywhere but here for the first 13 years.
How was your childhood like growing up from here?
Very challenging, because even here, I was not living here in this cottage, this village. I was with my mother and father. Only my father and my mother and myself in the middle of the forest.
Middle of the forest?
So I used to walk about almost 5 miles in the morning to come to school here. This is where I started my schooling, on this very plot.
The one that you used to walk 2 hours to come?
Exactly, yeah.
From the forest in here?
Yeah. So it was, I think, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, class 6. This very plot. You know, and after school, I go back to the forest. There's a hut.
So which means when you were living in the forest, you never had electricity around?
No, it's a hut. One small hut. One small thatch house. Only one in the middle of the forest. That's what, it's still here. People are still doing that here now. You know, it's a village, right? But one man's cottage, hut. That's how I...
How did a man who was born in a hut rise up to be who he is right now. Because the whole world knows you, it's just that they don't know the man behind the brand Kasapreko.
This world, it's a stage. That's why I said the world is a stage, right? You go to a concert party, the olden days, somebody will come and perform 15 minutes and he leaves, and another person comes in. So, because this world is a big stage, everybody will live at a point in time will depart.
Yeah.
You know, so once the stage, you choose your character, like a film, right? Yeah, you choose your character. Just like going to the stadium. The stadium, you have the VIP.
Yeah.
You have the popular stand, right? You know the VIP is a bit pricey.
Yep.
Popular stand is the common. Yeah. So you can choose to go to the VIP, or can go choose to go to the popular stand. Yes. But for me, I wanted to choose the VIP. But choosing VIP is not just by mouth, but by deeds. You know, it's just like crossing a river. You go to a river, a big stream. You have to cross. Yes. How do you cross? If you are serious, you say, oh, there's a big river, I cannot cross. Come back. But if you are very serious, then you have to swim across it. You cannot go and learn how to swim, or you can go and make a small boat and paddle it, or you can dive and move. But when you want to cross, you cross.
Yes.
So that is why I believe whatever you want to do, you can do it. But the fact is that it's always good to have a target in life and fail than not having a target at all. And this target I'm talking of, right, it's like just like a dream. We have, I think, 3 types of dreams. The subconscious dream. That's the one that you don't have any control over it. The one when you dream a cow is chasing you, or you are eating jollof, you don't have any control over it. Then you have a dream that is a building castle in the air. You know that you can't achieve this thing. You say, I wish I could do this one. You know you cannot be the head of state of America because you don't even have a visa, right?
Yeah.
That is building castle in the air, right? Then you have the effective dream. That's a target. You know, so you are a dreamer. Anybody who want to be big have a dream. You know, I want to do this before I die. That's your dream. That's your target. So if I ask you what's your dream, what do you tell me? So that's what has carried me over the years. You know, I always put targets that I want to do this within 10 years' time. You know, yes, I want to do it within 15 years' time. That's the sort of dream I'm talking of, which means I always have a target. You know, but a dream. If you have a dream, then you give your dream legs.
Wow.
You want to build a story building. How do you build a story building? You want to buy a car. How do you buy a car? Just by mouth?
No.
When you buy a car, you have to put things in place to make sure that you acquire your wealth legally.
Download this app today.
Life is war. Obra yekum. And it's true. Life is war. You know, that right now, if you go to Ukraine, the Russians are fighting the soldiers there. I don't think they are playing draft. I don't think they are drinking coffee in the morning at the battlefield. You know? So if you want to succeed in life, you have to take your mantle. It's hard work. There are some things that you can't escape it. So far as I know, every successful person that I've seen or I've read of is a hard worker.
Yeah.
You think well and work hard. That's it.
But being born in a forest,
Yes.
what was your dream growing up?
Well, you know, dream changes. But I didn't know that I would be like this. But I didn't also want to be poor. I told my mother I prefer to work hard and die than being poor, because I was very, very poor from my beginning. I think I won a celebrity like this when I was about 10 years. I never put on bathroom sandals for my first 10 years. Never. Because I was walking through the forest to school here, on barefoot with my cloth, not even with a short like this, no. With my, is it collar? Yeah, collar. And we have many people scattered around the forest. Children, okay, this person is here, this person could be there, this man was there. I mean, the young, say 8 years, 9 years. Yes. So at a point, we all meet at the junction and we go to come back to school here. So like we walking about convoy. Let's say 7 kids walking through the forest to the village here.
How many minutes they have to walk from?
Yes. Oh yeah, let's say about 2 hours. Yeah.
You walk for 2 hours before you get to school?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you go to yeah. It's not like a village here. No, it's far away. It's a forest.
How did you manage to pay the fees?
Your mother will pay that peanut this for you, yeah. But sometimes, for me like this, when I went to the school, when I go to school in Asingregua, you don't know anybody. And this one, it looks as if it's like a fairy tale. You don't know anybody, but when the school vacates and you go into the school next academic year, you go to the village, go to the next city without knowing anybody, right? And people will call you because they want people to come and work with them, to go and stay with them. So they'll be like sort of a liberal type of thing. So go and stay with somebody that you don't never know.
You ever did that?
Yeah, I did it. That's how I was. So for me, I was with a chop bar maker. So I used to pan for food before I go to school. When I went to Asingregua, and that was very, very good life. After all, you get some food to eat in the morning, cassava and soup before you go to school.
Did you complete school?
I completed elementary school, sure.
Which is
the first 10 years. That's a very Form 4. Yeah.
That's the highest level?
No, you could go to secondary school, but if that I didn't have the money, but I didn't have it. So when I was in Form 2, I sat for the common entrance examination. I remember that only 5 people passed that year. The whole Asingregua was a big city. I don't know whether
it's a big
town.
A big town.
I think I was about 6-7 schools at that time. Only 5 kids were able to pass that year common entrance. I was one.
A big round of applause.
I came to my mother, but no money. In fact, that time I had a CMB scholarship. They wrote to me that they're giving me CMB half scholarship, right? So if you go and you do well, you get a full scholarship. But how could I go?
You can't afford a half scholarship.
No, I cannot afford it. So I had to continue Form 3. It was very, very heartbreaking for me, seeing my colleagues who were very brilliant going to the Form 3. Form 3, I sat for the common entrance again, knowing very well that I won't go. I will not get money to go, but for the fact that you have passed the common entrance, it's something that was motivating me. I said I'll pass. I knew I said I'll pass, and all my teachers knew I'll pass. So when we were going for our last final year examination, that is a Form 4. Our headmaster, he's called Master here from Master Murphy. He told me that we are our only hope for the extension. We don't get the extension, don't come with your result. And because I knew I will pass. I knew I will pass. I was very brilliant at school, but that also motivated me to move a bit higher. But when I pass, as I speak here to you now, I never went for my certificate. Because I thought I didn't deserve it. I wanted something higher, but no money. I thought I was brilliant, but I didn't have anybody to help me, right? So when I finished the Form 4, I was employed as a family bra. But I was staying with somebody. That person said I should go and learn volcanism. organizer.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't like organizer. I don't want to be a organizer, right? So I was employed as a farm laborer at Agric, right?
Yeah.
So that's where, at a point in time, I had to run away. My sister from Accra came to the village. It's a short period. Came to the village. My sister, I'd like to go with you to Accra. I said, okay. If you want to go, let's go. So off, I left with her to Accra. She was a house girl. So I left without knowing what I was going to do. But my brother was also a garden man in Accra. So garden men, they know a lot of people. Yes. Introduced me to somebody to be his houseboy. Yes. And he was the managing director of GIHOC at that time. He was so I was a houseboy for some time. And then the wife was working with 37 Military Hospital as a soldier, major. So when I left the houseboy work, I went to one of the soldiers, Major Khan. I could remember very, very well. That Major Khan, my madam was not treating me well, so can you employ me? I said, no, I can't employ you. But there's one thing that I can do for you. My friend had got a beer bar in Tema. So you can go and be a bar attendant. Yeah, so I went to Tema as a bar attendant. But he told me that, I asked her that I would like to be the soldier, because they were soldiers. Major Khan, and the woman that I was staying with, I was in Burma camp, 37 Military Hospital, as a houseboy. So now I had the interest of being a soldier, right? So I said, Madam, I would like to be an Air Force soldier. I knew the infantry, what they do, and Air Force. I know that they're higher, so that's okay. What is your education level? I said, okay, I'm a school leaving certificate holder. So if you go to the soldier as this certificate, it will take you a long time before you will rise up. So why don't you do correspondence course? I said, what is correspondence course? Then he gave me the contact number of Institute of Adult Education, Legon.
Okay.
So this is the beginning of my education. I was doing online courses with them. He gave me the subject to read, economics, geography, English, mathematics. So when I was doing that, I was also at the bar, the same time tending to the bar. So I did a bar for about almost a year and a half. I saw that there was this advertisement in the papers, enrolling soldiers. So I went to my madam in Accra. Madam, I wanted to be a soldier, but you said I should go to the bar. So at least, could you help me to even be a bar at the soldier, the mess, instead of being the mess? So your madam said, we are so good. So now the idea of being a soldier has been cancelled.
Oh.
So you be the bar attendant for about 5, 6 years, 10 years, and your mother said your madam said she will give you money to go and do some farming. I said no. In that case, then I cannot continue with the bar thing. So I left. After some time, being in the street, I had a job as a casual laborer at Vaco. So eventually, I was made permanent at Vaco. So when I was made permanent at Vaco, because their buses were going to Accra, bringing workers to work. So I then enrolled with Accra Workers College. So when I closed from work, I go to Accra Workers College. So then I was doing tuition. I had stopped the correspondence course. I was still doing the correspondence course and also going for the face-to-face. That made me become very popular at the school. Even Workers College, they called me one day. I remember they called me one day, interviewed me. The Institute of Adult Education. interviewed me whether I had been to French school. I dropped out because of my results, that my scripts, because they knew I was doing very, very well. They give me the papers, I do it, push it back to them, they mark it, I send it to me, but I was doing actually double tuition. So sometimes what I would do, I've already done it with a face-to-face. So that is how I had my education. So after my GCE, in fact, they were encouraging me to go to the university. I knew I could easily go. I knew because for the book knowledge,
you had it.
I had it. No compromise about it. I knew I had it. And all my colleagues knew I was brilliant. So education was not an issue at all.
Why didn't you go then?
At the point, I started doing small trading. Small trading. And the trading took a better part of myself. Because I was making money in the trading. I was working. And I could remember that my 3 days of duty trading could equivalent my 1 month salary. I said, oh, no, then I don't have to waste my time because I wanted to be an accountant. The way the accountant dresses, the attire, the banks, that I was interested. Now I've abandoned the military. So I wanted to be now an accountant. Yes. But when I started trading, that time there was scarcity in Ghana. So then I go to Togo to go and bring goods, and then I credit it to my colleagues, colleagues, back workers. So if you need soap, credit. If you need milk, because that time was what they call it, essential communities. There's nothing in the country. I don't know. We didn't experience that time. Yes, there was virtually nothing. Even bread, you could not get bread to buy in Ghana. During Lawrence era, at the point of Lawrence era, yes, scarcity. So everything was scarce at that time. So I go and buy provisions, milk, sugar, other things I come and give to my friends on credit, and then I collect it. I collect the money at the end of the month. That's what I used to do. So now, when I close from work, sometimes in the afternoon, I go there to buy goods and come back. I go to work there for the morning. Yeah, sometimes I wake up very early in the morning, right? By 3 o'clock, first bus. When I'm on afternoon shift, right? So I go and buy the goods. When I come, I don't go to my house. I just join the bus and go to work. So like now, enterprising, business, traders. Yeah. So that's why I started doing business. So because of that one, I didn't last too long in the formal employment.
Exactly.
Because my 3 days, you
make more money than
equivalent to the whole month. So I said, no, come on, I don't have to waste my time. How I made my money, I'll tell you this story. Because I was on the street for some time, it toughened me up, right? So just imagine you being on the street for some time with guys, you, and then getting a formal employment. That's easier. Easy. Because I have friends now. Yeah. So in the morning, oh Charlie, you brought kenke, I'll come and eat. So when I joined the Valco, we made susu, and I think susu that you made, you take all the money this month is for you, all 100%, right? The next month is for this person. And next month, so I was the last person to take it. So I think about the 7th month, I took also the money. That's how I get the money to be trading. That is the story. And that's the money that I had till today hasn't left me. Not that I had money from a loan from anybody. That's the money that I had.
That's money?
That I had. That's how I've nurtured it from that time to this time, that money has never left my hand. That's how if you say wealth, that's how I came about it.
Doc, I want to ask you this question. Yeah. Are you a billionaire?
No, I'm not. I'm not a billionaire.
You are?
I'm not even, I don't know. As for wealth, I can't say I'm a rich man. No, I can't say I'm a rich man.
Then who are you then?
I'm an average man. Average person, yes.
Doc, I think it's all about a mindset.
Yeah, because if I say I'm rich, right? If I can say I call myself I'm rich. So I was in America, right? America, they are billionaire dollars, right? So if you have some cities, say you are a billionaire. You know, Africa, apart from Dangote, who's rich in Africa? Nobody. In fact, I know and some few South Africans. Ghana, who is rich in Ghana? You are not, no. This 2x4 money that we have, no. You know, so if you go and meet the actual billionaires in America, they made a lot of dollars in a month, not hours. So for me, I don't see myself as a rich person. If I want to be rich, I should have stayed in America, right? Because in America, I was in the real estate business. You know, I happen to have, for me also, Jaffa God also helps me. I don't know what I'm jumping again. Happy to have some friends who are Jews, you know, and they introduced me to how to make money in America. You know, not to steal, right? But they know that if you do this, you will make this money. If you do this, you make. You know, can you believe that I was the landlord of the biggest pharmacy in America.
What took you to America?
My children. My children. You see, for me, I don't joke with my children. That's why they're able to take over my business. You know.
Wow.
So wherever my children are, that's where
you want to be there.
I want to be there. You know, so that I can policy because America is a very dangerous place. America is a very dangerous place that if you rear children in America, we are not careful because of their system, you lose them. And once you lose an American boy, he's gone forever. Forever and ever. Because we say one, he say 10. But if I was with them, I still control them as Africans.
Okay.
So you go out, you sleep at this time, come at this time. You know, it's because people see, why is it that people who are rich, I mean, they are able to train their children well. Their children, most of them are true ones. They don't have time for their children. But there's money here, right? And there's family here. You have to balance it. See, if you concentrate too much on the money aspect, you lose your family. So many business people have lost their children because they are always on the money, right? So we have to balance it, you know. So that's how I reared I train my children. I train them. We asked Richard at the point, say that I stop the work. Richard, I want to stop the work. He said, Dad, yes, I can't work again. Why? He said, too much pressure. Richard, you asked him. I said, no, Richard, too much pressure, and so we are leaving the work. We are a man. Challenge yourself. Don't give me too much pressure. You know what I've gone through. You can do it, so do it. I said, okay, I'll do it. You know. So a lot of people give goodies to their children, right? Without a moral training, without instilling that sort of discipline in the children. You know, so at the end of the day, you have money, but you have really your children. So if you are no more there, they can't succeed you. You bring the business up, you die, your company dies. You bring a company up, you get sick or get stroke.